Despite the box office bomb, making $156 million on a $200 million budget, fans demanded a Tim Allen role in the film Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear?
Yes, Buzz Lightyear. And I wish he would be in the film, but they decided on Chris Evans.
I can't believe it. I gotta do something about this because as of now, we have like Lightyear and Top Gun Maverick coming out. So, what should I do? Oh, wait a minute. That's right. Compare both films. I'm gonna do that. Don't you agree, Mike?
I agree. You are going to compare both films, which is Top Gun Maverick and Disney Pixar's Lightyear.
So I'm the only character comparing both box office results of Lightyear and Top Gun Maverick.
Yes.
Okay. We'll talk about the mix other time. I gotta get to work.
Yes, you do.
Well, for two films that just came out, Top Gun Maverick and Lightyear, one film was soaring through the air with $1 billion, while the other film was falling with style. Hello and welcome to another episode of Codo Cinema, the podcast show where I talk about movies. I'm your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Codo, aka Codo Man. Well, if you kind of get the reference, well, at least one of the movie references that I just mentioned, obviously Lightyear with the falling with style, technically that's from Toy Story, because the Lightyear film did not do that well at the box office, although it did well with critics, sort of, while Top Gun Maverick did extremely well with critics and audiences, including fans of the original, while also making $1 billion. As for Lightyear, it did not make a lot of money. That has been the topic I've been hearing a lot, the Lightyear film and the Top Gun Maverick film, because it had different box office results. One that is falling, and the other one is soaring. So, yeah, that's been like the talk right there for like the past couple weeks or so. Now, just to go into detail, I have seen Top Gun Maverick in theaters, and from my point of view, love the film. I really loved that film. While I understand that the original Top Gun, while it wasn't a masterpiece, but it was a fun 1980s film, popcorn fun film, I should say. I mean, hey, that film, the original Top Gun film was a lot of fun, and I love the sequel to it. As for Lightyear, I have yet to see the Lightyear film. Now you're all probably wondering, Codo Man, why did you see the Lightyear film? Well, I haven't had the time to see it yet, but I'll probably get to that when I get to that. Now, this is not a review. This is more of a versus, particularly from their box office point of views, and why those films are getting those results. So yeah. Anyway, let me start off with Top Gun Maverick, because I will say this. That film alone blew me away. Hands down, Tom Cruise did an amazing job. And I'm just going to admit this. For Top Gun Maverick, I had doubts about this film because I wasn't really expecting a sequel, and I'm pretty sure nobody was expecting a sequel, although maybe Tom Cruise was expecting a sequel, and to his credit, he did a pretty good job with this film. I mean, he went all out with this film, and this film was originally going to come out in the late 2010s, like I believe 2018, but it got delayed multiple times, particularly for the post-production stuff, and of course, obviously the pandemic. And I did a couple of episodes, 2 summers ago, and it was and I had Top Gun Maverick as one of my top choices for the films I'm looking for. One of them was from 2020, and then the other one was 2021. So I mentioned that. I mentioned that, although there wasn't much in detail of what's going to be happening, because obviously we only got teaser trailers from that, and from the looks of it, I thought the teaser trailers looked pretty cool, but it got delayed. But it got delayed till 2022 because of the pandemic, and it was worth the wait, because what Tom Cruise did with Top Gun Maverick, it was epic. It was fun. It called back to the original Top Gun film, and it was a lot of fun. It had a lot of fun to it. The film had a lot of fun, and it was so fun. Top Gun Maverick broke $1 billion. Let me say that again. Top Gun Maverick broke $1 billion. It made $1 billion because it was a fun film. It honored the past, and of course, it's Tom Cruise. He's basically one of the few actors and producers who has probably made big box office films, particularly with Mission Impossible. I mean, those are fun films, including other films as well. As for Lightyear, I had a few doubts about that film too, because I wasn't really expecting a Buzz Lightyear origin story, although on paper it sounds like a good idea. And come to think of it, believe it or not, there was a TV series based off of the toy Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story, and hands out, love Toy Story. I love the first 3 Toy Story films. Toy Story 4 was okay, but at the same time they made a lot of money, so that's pretty good for Pixar. For an origin story like Lightyear, you might think it will break $1 billion. Unfortunately, this one did not, because it did not go infinity and beyond. It went beyond expectations to subvert expectations. Because many people thought Lightyear was going to be like similar to the Buzz Lightyear animated direct-to-video or DVD film, which is titled Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, which is also a TV series as well, because many people thought they're going to borrow elements for that. And I thought that too, because I actually watched a few episodes when I was a kid of Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, and I thought some of their episodes were pretty good. I mean, had a lot of fun. I mean, I didn't realize there was a TV show about that, because I didn't think it had connection to the actual toy of Buzz Lightyear. And Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear from all 4 Toy Story films, including some of the shorts. I love Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear. I know it's sad that he wasn't able to reprise his role to voice Buzz in this new film, because they got Chris Evans on board. Now, I don't mind. Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear. It's just the fact that some people have different points of view of like recasting actors to voice characters, particularly like Buzz Lightyear, because Buzz Lightyear was originally voiced by Tim Allen, and now it's being handed over to Chris Evans. But I think, obviously, for obvious reasons, I did get word that Chris Evans did turn down his fans prior to the film coming out. Then that did not help the film at all. And of course, another reason why that film flopped, because let's just say certain elephant in the room controversy, the fact that this film focused so much on a same-sex kiss that was actually in this film. Now, as I mentioned, I did not see this film, but I heard what went down with this film, because somehow Disney got their hands on it, and of course Disney owes Pixar as well, because Disney and Pixar have been collaborating since the 1980s going forward. So yeah, because I forgot how long ago was this, but I know it was this year. Somehow Disney revealed that that the Lightyear film cut out a same-sex kiss scene for one of their characters, and then somehow it was brought back in. Now this actually made headlines. And I'm just gonna go off and say this. I think for what I heard, and other people were covering this topic as well, it spoiled the film because that, and then Chris Evans like blaming the fans. It really hurt the film. And I know what you all are thinking. For those of you who are listening, I know what you're all going to be thinking. Oh, Codo man. No, really. Listen. This, when something like that being spoiled like that, I mean, it can hurt the film. And that takes points away from me. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I know. There has been leaks. The leaks have been rumored before, with other films. But this one, because I was really looking forward to Lightyear as well, because I thought it would be a pretty good film. Now I know from the film that came out, some people are actually liking this film, praising the film's animation, voice acting, score, and entertainment values. But somehow the screenplay drew criticism, and that could be from the fact that many people thought this was going to be connecting to the Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. And I think that's the problem, because we don't see many of the characters from Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. We see new characters for this film, although it's basically an origin story of Lightyear, basically the film that Andy has saw as a kid obviously before the first Toy Story film. But anyway, and look, I know a lot of people. Have been talking about this whole same-sex kiss scene. And look, I respect. And listen, and on my end, I respect everybody's sexuality, and that's your business. That is not my business. But hey, I totally respect everybody's sexuality. But in a kids film like Lightyear, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's going to help the film at all. Now, even if you were gonna do that, you gotta have to have good writing around it. You're gonna have to have good writing around it to make a good film. Because here's the thing. I'm all for it for representation. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind that. I mean, I'm all for representation, no matter if it's person of color or LGBTQ. I'm all for that, but you need to know one thing, especially when it comes to filmmaking. You're making a story, because if you're going to use something like that as the main focus, you need to know you're writing a story. You're making a film, so that means you need to have good writing around it to make it good, or otherwise find a balance to it. I mean, and finding a balance is good. But unfortunately, from what I've been hearing about this film, it really hurt the film. And I know that same-sex kiss scene is actually only one scene, but even before the film came out, that was leaked, and that was basically the focus of that film. That's what many people were thinking, because they think that's the focus of the film, when in fact the main focus is supposed to be talking about Buzz Lightyear, and literally from what I've been hearing, those rumors are definitely true. It really, those whole rumors really hurt the film, and I feel bad for this film too, because I really hope this film can make a lot of money, because Pixar has made films that actually hit the $1 billion mark. I mean, the last two Toy Story films, Finding Dory, The Incredibles 2, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing at least a couple of films, but I could be wrong. But other than that, oh boy, Pixar is now falling with this film. And it's not the first film to have a box office bomb. I mean, in 2020, Disney Pixar's Onward actually was a box office bomb. Well, for good reason because of the pandemic, but also The Good Dinosaur also didn't break even, and that was also a box office bomb. But I feel like Disney is really being too progressive, because as of now they're really alienating their entire fan base and only making films for a different audience rather than the audience that they know and love. And that could also be another reason why this film failed. And the fact that I mentioned that Chris Evans was attacking the fans and actually calling them idiots for the fact of these rumors being leaked, that's also another low blow too. Because here's the thing: I like Chris Evans as Captain America, but as of now, from what I'm hearing from this Lightyear film, oh boy, you just hurt the fans so much. And there's also a story that came out that why Disney did not rehire Tim Allen to voice Buzz Lightyear in the origin story. I think because, well, they want him to have a different political opinion. And I will say this: look, I feel like politics should be kept out of the film business. You know, like when you're at work, when you're in the workplace, like if you like, let's just say you're like working somewhere, keep your politics to yourself. Keep the politics to yourself. Just keep the politics to yourself, okay? Instead of like spreading around in front of other people. That's your business, not even my business. Just keep it to yourself. And I think because Disney thinks, Tim Allen has different political opinions, we should not have it on this film. I mean, look, if you don't want to have Tim Allen on this film, that's fine. That is totally fine. But I feel like that really having a different. I believe, I don't know what Disney's rules are always like for this. I don't know what Disney's rules are always like for this, but I feel like they really dropped the ball on Tim Allen. Especially the fact that how they brought Tim Allen back on board for another Santa Claus revival. You know, like the Santa Claus franchise, Disney's for Santa Claus, you know, that one that Tim Allen has done. So how come they brought him back on for that instead of bringing him on board for Lightyear? Am I sure about that? Well, anyway. In terms of how bad that film, the film for Lightyear was, well, I know critics are liking it, but in terms of box office wise, well, it made $156 million on a $200 million budget. Well, that is obviously a box office bomb, because the film is projected to be Pixar's third box office bomb as of June 29th of this year, despite getting favorable reviews. In terms of like how much it's making in the U.S. and other territories, well, Lightyear has grossed $91.9 million in the United States and Canada, and $64.1 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $156 million. And here's the thing: it was originally in the U.S. and Canada. Lightyear was originally projected to gross $70 to $85 million from at least 4,000 theaters in its opening weekend, with some estimates reaching up to $105 million. However, it just made $20.7 million on its first day, including $5.2 million from Thursday night previews. Estimates were lowered to $51 to $55 million. And of course, not only was it Top Gun that is obviously making the big bucks, but also Jurassic World Dominion. So it looks like Lightyear got beat out by fossil fuel. Well, if you know what I'm saying, I'm talking about the dinosaurs of Jurassic World, because Jurassic World actually made $771.2 million on a budget of $185 million. So, oh man, it's like that one scene from the first Toy Story film where Buzz was actually wondering if they used fossil fuel, but somehow Woody gave him the AA batteries for that. Well, actually in a quote. So yeah, there was no fossil fuel for Lightyear. So the fossil fuel went to Top Gun and of course Jurassic World Dominion. Heck, while I'm at it, jeez, Lightyear screwed up so much at the box office. I guess Lightyear was flying a cargo plane full of rubber dog crap out of Hong Kong. Lightyear was a flop at the box office, while Top Gun was soaring high. Now, going to Top Gun Maverick's results, it made $1.031 billion on a budget of $170 million. Now, that budget is lower than Lightyear's because Lightyear's budget was $200 million. So that was like $30 lower. No, $30 million lower compared to Lightyear's budget. And here's the thing. The reason why, I'm going to tell you the reason why that film succeeded while Lightyear fell. Top Gun Maverick succeeded because it honored the past. Because one of their characters in this film is related to Goose, which is Miles Teller's character, Lieutenant Bradley Rooster Bradshaw, and he's related to Nick Goose Bradshaw, which is Miles Teller plays a character who is the son of Goose. And of course, and may I mention the ultimate the gag that in the opening of the first Top Gun film, one admiral's daughter, which is Penny Benjamin, also makes a huge role in this sequel to Top Gun. So yeah, so we get plenty of callbacks while also providing something new, knowing that hey, Maverick is a retired pilot. Not really. A test pilot and flight instructor while training a group of Top Gun graduates for a specialized mission. So basically now Tom Cruise as Pete Maverick is giving the mission to a new generation of aviators. And that's actually pretty good. And I like the callbacks. From the original film. From the original film, basically with when practicing flying, also knowing that one of the characters is related to the original characters, while also providing something new and fresh, and of course the callbacks, plus knowing that hey, it's a fun film. Top Gun Maverick is a fun film, and I love Tom Cruise, and I really love Tom Cruise in this film. He did a fantastic job with this film. And as for box office, I already mentioned the box office, but it had a huge Memorial Day weekend with that. I mean, it was a huge Memorial Day weekend, and as of July 2nd, Top Gun Maverick has grossed $545.6 million in the U.S. and Canada, and in other territories, $486.1 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $1.03 billion. And Top Gun Maverick became the highest grossing film of Tom Cruise's career after Mission Impossible Fallout, as that film made $791.1 million. And the film crossed the $1 billion mark, becoming the second film to do so during the pandemic era after Spider-Man No Way Home, in addition to overtaking Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as the highest grossing film, to which Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness grossed, as of now, $951.1 million. And that's close to the $1 billion mark. And that's pretty close. But somehow, Top Gun Maverick overtook that spot. So it was flying high with style. That's right. Top Gun Maverick was flying high with style. While Lightyear was falling hard with style. So anyway, man, that's basically. So anyway, man, that's basically it. Yeah. I mean, hey, listen. I mean, I give props for both films coming out, but somehow Top Gun Maverick got more attention than Lightyear, particularly at the box office. So yeah. What are your thoughts on both Lightyear and Top Gun Maverick? I mean, what are your thoughts about this? I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure you all gonna say Top Gun Maverick was a lot better at the box office than Lightyear, so that's pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much. I know it doesn't seem fair too, because here's the thing. I feel like both films are good. I feel like both films, and I haven't seen Lightyear yet, but I feel like maybe from point of view, I feel like both films are probably good on their own. But in terms of story, I feel like Top Gun Maverick had a fun story, while Lightyear had a story, but it got into a lot of trouble with the leaked rumors and like the alienating the fans, and with the screenplay, what they went with. Yeah, for Lightyear, yeah, that's not gonna go well. And here's the thing, I wanted to see a good film. I wanted Lightyear to be a good film, but somehow, from what I heard, and what's being said and told, it did not go well. It did not go well for that film. And as for Top Gun Maverick, it did well. So anyway, if you have different opinions about it, that's totally fine, understandable. But this is my own opinion. This is my own opinion on this topic. So anyway, if you have your own opinions about both of these films, put it in the comment section. But keep it positive. If I'm missing out on anything to why Top Gun Maverick is being more successful than Lightyear, please let me know, and keep the comments positive too. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in to Codo Cinema. I'm your host, Mark Codo, aka Codo Man. Remember to watch movies and stay positive.